on today. Tim and I are swimming today. We're doing the swim. Hi, everybody. I'm Wendy Stuart.
And I am Tym Moss. Welcome to If These Walls Could Talk.
We're swimming today because it's raining. We're in New York and it's raining.
It's like right. Yesterday it was like 70 degrees, sun shining. It was a perfect spring day. And today we're back to kind of,
But can I be cliche? April flowers, spring May shout. No,
April shout. Yeah, I knew what you meant. But we're both dyslexic there.
Yeah, right. I'd like to thank you, Tim, for being on the same plane as me. Hope everybody is having a really great day today. How are you? You're so
wonderful.
busy beaver.
Well, I'm actually, I'm not doing that much lately, but
rehearsing.
I have. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're rehearsing for Bitter Betty's, which is very fun. And actually, I've got to go to rehearsal after this tonight. And let me think. Last week we did our Loose Lips, which is another talk show that I do with Ika, and we interviewed France Jolie, who
come to me when your world is empty and cold.
Yeah, that's to her. And that was a fun show, and I think that is televised today.
I was going to ask because I want to see that.
Yeah,
what time is it? It's on YouTube.
I think it's streaming.
It's streaming. Great.
Yeah, you can watch it at your convenience.
Fabulous. Totally fabulous.
And last night was Bronx Borough President Vanessa Gibson. It was her birthday, so she had a huge birthday party, and it was almost like a family reunion with a lot of the former or a lot of the politicians that all got together that I hadn't seen for a long time, and many since before the pandemic.
Oh, that's a big gap.
Yeah, like Vanessa, who I've known for years, and she used to be in the city council, and she was in city council with Richie Torres, who was also there, and Richie is now in U.S. House of Representatives,
which is amazing.
And
was Cory Booker there?
Cory wasn't. No.
Okay.
And Adrianna Espelad, and just a bunch of and Mark Levine, who is Manhattan Borough President, he was there. So it was a very fun night, and just kind of like a reunion.
Well, it's a reunion because that 3-year gap, now that we're 3 years, it's funny, like my memory is kind of like childbirth. There's a whole lot of things I don't remember because I really do think I've blocked them. So what was 3 years, I've kind of squished into like, I don't know, 8 months.
Right.
And then no, Wendy, it's 3 years. Well, I was so excited because the Imperial Court of New York, we had our big event, Night of 1,000 Gowns, and
that was Saturday night
at Sony. It was to die for. I saw dress.
The pictures. That dress was everything.
From B&B Couture, they dressed me for everything. Stunning. A shout out to Blair Barisha, who dressed an unbelievable dress. It had gold mirrors all over it and a slit. Jeffrey Friedman said to me, "How high was that slit?" I said, "It went to heaven." But we had such a great time, and Michael Musto was there.
Yeah, I saw Michael.
Jim Silvestri was there. Yeah. There were so many wonderful people, but I think what really was a teary moment for me, there was a performer I had met here through Kobe Cole, Darius Anthony Harper. An amazing voice who came to our once a month Nouveau Riche, which is at the last Tuesday of the month, usually at PANGEA. It's really great. You have to stop by. I met him here. And then I asked him to sing at my birthday. And at my birthday, he met Rob DeWolf, who said to him, Rob is our president of the Imperial Court, said, "Darius, I would like for you to sing at Night of 1,000 Gowns." I have to tell you, he blew the roof off of Sony Hall.
Oh,
and he was not expecting that I was going to be the person that announced him.
Oh, nice.
He said, "Wendy, when I came out and saw you there, I just almost burst into tears." I bring them to tears. That's what they say. Tell us about the night. So this is the really meat and potatoes stuff. Why do we have now a Night of 1,000 Gowns, and what does the Imperial Court of New York do? Every single event we do raises money for another LGBTQ non-for-profit. Okay, this is our big event. They fly in from all over the country for this, and Canada and Alaska. I know Alaska is part of the United States, but it's still so far to me. We were benefiting the Tyler Clementi
yeah.
Foundation. And Jane Clementi's an amazing
I
person.
love
His
Jane.
mom.
Yeah.
I met his brother.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
you know, that foundation was formed against bullying because that is what led to Tyler's suicide.
Mhm.
And bullying is still going on. Jane has done tremendous actions in that area. And then we also benefited PFLAG. So there were two
Nice.
organizations. I'm happy to say, I know we handed a $5,000 check to the Tyler Clemente
Oh,
Fund. That was,
wonderful.
yeah. I love what the Imperial Court does. It,
Yeah.
you know, it gives me a chance to be part of something and be able,
Mhm.
you know, Tim and I are both very much about giving back in this world. It's not just all in fun and games and parties, but if you're celebrating Easter Sunday, you can find a whole bunch of us from the court and other friends at Rockefeller Center in your Easter bonnet with all. Are you celebrating Easter on Sunday?
I haven't really thought about it. I have a brunch. A friend of mine is in from out of town.
Gorgeous.
Maybe we'll just throw on some hats and hit Fifth Avenue.
Slap
I don't
on
know.
a hat, hit Fifth
Exactly.
Avenue. People say to me, is it really a parade? Yes, it is. People come out and they're finding the hats are to die for.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
they're
fabulous.
like absolute works of art.
Well, thank you everyone for tuning in to If These Walls Could Talk with your hosts, Wendy Stuart and Tym Moss. And we will be right back with our incredible and wonderful guest, Mr. David Sabella.
Yay. So I have to share this with all of you. I had been hearing David Sabella's name hither, dither, and yonder, and I had the opportunity to come to PANGEA and see him perform his Amanda Reckon With show. Absolutely
Well,
hilarious.
you got to kind of say it fast. Amanda Reckon With.
Okay, but I twist it when I do it. Amanda Reckon With. Was that good?
Amanda Reckon With.
Right. A man to. Oh, I'm going to twist it.
That's
It's
okay.
like too
You
hard
got
to say. Amanda Reckon With. But brilliant. You know, to me, this is performance art at an all-time
Absolutely.
high. Just creating a character, living with the character, embracing the character. And that is just the tip of the iceberg with David Sabella.
Absolutely.
Well known for creating the role of Mary Sunshine in Chicago.
On Broadway.
On Broadway, a 4-octave voice.
Yeah.
Dean,
4+.
4+.
Yeah.
My God, that's a 4+. That's big. And Dean by Pavarotti, not good, excellent.
Yes.
Okay. And went on to win the Luciano Pavarotti award. I mean, I can't say enough about him. And I am thrilled, and so is Tim, to greet today on If These Walls Could Talk, the one and only David Sabella. Let me slide over.
Hi.
Little corner of the world. Thank you so
Hi.
much for coming out here
Are we gonna
today.
get cozy?
Yes,
Are we
let's get
cozy? Okay, are we all? Are we good? We're
Are
good
we in?
enough. Good.
We're in.
We're in.
Okay.
We're fabulous. We have our reading glasses. We're ready to rock and roll.
Oh my God. I first have to say, you look incredible.
You do look
Thank you.
absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because I know that you've really been working out a lot in the past several
I
years.
Do you
haven't.
tell Tim when you're working out? Is that how he knows?
No,
this?
no. Well,
He calls
I'm-
me and tells me.
I'm working out now,
I'm
too.
on Facebook with it and all that. So I'm going to give a
Yeah,
shout out
I did see
to Mark
that.
Fisher Fitness, which is, you know,
Yay.
it's our people. And the
Mhm.
trainers, you know, arrive in tutus and ballet
Yes.
slippers.
Are
and
you
that's the
freaking
boys.
kidding me?
That's the boys.
I love it.
That's the
I'm
boys.
living for
Yeah.
this.
They're fantastic, and it's the only place that I have felt so motivated.
I was
Mhm.
Tim. That would be so motivating to work
Yes,
out that
absolutely.
way.
Fantastic.
Wow.
And so before the pandemic, I dropped 60 pounds. I
Wow.
gained 30 of that back during the
Well,
pandemic.
Mhm.
hello.
Then I lost that last year. And since about October, I've been just 5 pounds under my goal weight, which was
Oh
good.
my God. That's
So
wonderful.
I'm
I'm
happy. I'm
just like-
maintaining, and it's fine.
So you think the major influence here is we should all be working out with people wearing tutus? Is that where we're going with this? Because
I-
I thought that would
listen,
work for me.
It worked for me too.
Here's the major message everywhere. You have to be and act and put yourself in spaces where you can totally be yourself.
Oh my
all the
God,
time.
Yes.
And that means the gym too.
Mhm.
And that's hard to find a gym where you can do that. But
Yeah.
I swear to God, Mark Fisher Fitness. And now I do it on Zoom because they have live Zoom classes.
Oh, sweet.
I don't
Which
even
is
have to leave
great.
my house.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but don't you
So-
want to leave the house?
I
And
do-
have
well,
it is motivating to
sure.
have a human being
Yeah,
next to you,
yeah.
especially
Mhm.
if they look good and,
Yeah.
they're made
So-
up with the
But
tutu.
with,
But I
his,
went-
with his schedule,
Yeah,
I imagine
So I
there are
went,
times.
I went to
Right.
Mexico. I could still do it.
Right.
Oh, nice.
It's
Right,
winter.
you were in
I can still do
Mexico.
it. You know, so I can do it wherever I want. And then when I'm here, I go.
Right.
Mhm.
Which is great. You have all your bases covered, but you are the kind of person that has all their bases covered.
You have
Now,
to.
when I saw you here at A Man to Reckon
Oh, and we are
With,
going to unfold all of
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
All of
We're gonna hit all those bases.
Yeah.
Unpeel
Well,
that
every base.
onion. Yes.
Yeah.
tag
That
you're
is
in.
David.
When I saw you here, you were getting ready to go to Mexico.
Yes.
Tell us what you did down there.
Well, Amanda's show, Amanda
Yes.
Reckon With returns. Is she returns because it was the first time I've done this character, literally in 25 years.
Wow.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize.
No, that's
that.
why it's a
Mhm.
return.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Most people, it's a return after like the pandemic or
No,
whatever.
no,
I
no.
didn't realize you recreated this.
Yeah, the character
Yeah.
itself.
Mhm.
You know, after doing Mary Sunshine, after doing all of that, you know, and raising kids, and we'll get into that.
Yeah.
You know, so this show, since I first brought her back, the response has been amazing.
Hmm.
And so we wound up with this residency here at Pangea, and I got asked to go to Mexico to do a series of performances at a club called Encanto Vallarta, which is fantastic.
Oh, just say it
It's
again.
Encanto Vallarta. It's fantastic.
Rolls
And
that
Right off your
R.
tongue.
And that's in Puerto Vallarta.
In Puerto Vallarta,
Wow.
in the Zona Romantica.
Oh
So
my
it's
God.
very, very nice. Yes.
Wow.
So
Gorgeous.
I was first going to go down and just do 4 shows as me, as David, do my
Right.
Razzle Dazzle show. And then I said, well, you know, I have this character, Amanda Reckon With. He's like, yes, 4 more shows.
Mhm.
So then I had 8
Very
shows.
cool.
So then David Mayoko, who does Liberace, you know him, right? So he's a world famous impersonator
Right.
of Liberace.
I've never seen him, but I know
Oh,
who it is. Right. Amazing.
great
though.
friend of mine. We've been trying to put a show together.
Oh my
So
God.
we said,
Brilliant
let's do a
talent.
show as Liberace and Amanda.
Stop
Love
it.
it.
Yes. So he said yes, and we told the club, okay,
4 more shows.
we put this show.
Yeah.
We wanted 1 or 2. Let's just try it out. They gave us 4 more shows.
Oh my
So
God.
I
I
had
love that.
3 different shows per week for 4 weeks.
Oh my God.
But how incredible. You're in Mexico, lounging on the beach during the day and doing what
Oh,
you
no,
love
no,
most.
No,
in
no,
life.
there was no
There's
lounging.
no no, because you know what has to happen. You
You have to
bark on the
rehearse
beach.
it.
No, you
Yeah.
bark
Yeah.
on the beach. Well,
Yeah.
first the first week is all tech rehearsals and where's my hat, literally.
Right.
and
Yeah.
How do I get this?
And 3
Well,
shows.
that's what
Right.
I understand. In Puerto Vallarta, to get your audience, you have to go out to
You go
the
out and bark
beach
on the
and
beach.
try to get people in.
So-
So that was, and I want to talk about that. That's very interesting. I didn't
Yes.
realize you had to do that.
And
on
I'd
top.
never done that. And to do that for
Yeah,
yourself
I haven't either. I know.
is like, hey, come see my show.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Why didn't they hire me and you to do that for him?
So-
I
yeah,
would have
so-
thought I needed a
But
tip
here's
so
what I did.
badly.
But here's what I did. Here's the thing. So I learned from one of the best queens in the business, Sutton Lee Seymour.
Sutton, yes,
Suddenly
and she's
Seymour.
there
Sutton,
now. Isn't
she's
she?
there. Yep. The
Oh,
season's
God, I
just
love
ending.
Sutton.
So, but she said to me, she said, no more than 1 hour a day. She said, you know, you'll find your
Oh, that's
groove.
not
You got to
too
talk
bad.
to people, blah, blah, blah. So I put on my best Quentin Crisp. I can't go in full drag.
Yes.
I can't go in full
It's
drag.
so
too
hot in the
So no
sun.
makeup.
Well,
I
and
had these
again, with a
big
Kenton
glasses.
clip, you should have some shades.
Right, the
Right,
big,
shades.
yeah.
the big,
Right,
the big
smart.
brimmed
Which will be good for going
hat,
out in the sun.
big shades, so no eye makeup, a little lipstick, the nails that is
Yeah.
just me anyway,
and
and-
a caftan.
and a caftan. Exactly.
Right.
No, exactly.
The basic. Tim is big. He loves
Exactly.
caftans.
So,
right?
so
The
you walk
basic
on the
is a
beach and you
caftan.
just go up to the boys. There's a whole gay section. Like, darlings, how are you? And they just want the
I would
God.
say,
Yeah.
it's
And
perfect.
so
You sell
I
the
didn't
show.
bark. I didn't bark for just me. I barked
Right.
for a lot of people at the club. Here's Monday. Here's
Yeah.
Tuesday. Here's Wednesday. Here's and they're like,
Right.
oh, and here's mine.
And now they know.
And
what
that's
they-
easier.
Right.
Oh, how fabulous.
That's much
It's
easier.
really brilliant.
Yeah.
That is. That's
And
a beautiful
And they would
approach.
show up.
And they would show
How
up. God bless them.
fabulous.
They'd call out my boys on the beach, and they'd show up and
They're probably grateful someone comes along and basically plans out what their week is
Yeah.
going to be for them, you know?
listen, Encanto, again, another shout out. It's a fantastic venue.
Gorgeous.
It's a cabaret. It's a theater. It's a cabaret room. It's a piano bar. It's a full restaurant.
It's got everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's like Pangea.
Well,
Uh-huh.
yeah, it is like Pangea. What a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for you. Did you run into Hedda Lettuce down there?
I missed her.
Ah,
I can't believe
everybody's
it.
down there.
I know, but she was there. I think we had shows on the same night
So
Uh-huh.
kind
while
that
she was
happens,
there, and
right?
that happens, right?
Yeah.
And there was another performer I couldn't see, Mama Tits.
Mama-
Couldn't see.
Wait,
couldn't
Mama
see-
Tits,
yeah.
I love that.
But I saw Sutton, and I
Yeah.
saw Misconception.
Misconception
yes.
is there,
Oh,
yeah.
God, there's two beautiful. I learned a lot. I have to tell you.
So what did you
Uh-huh,
learn,
yeah.
David? You seem like you know everything to me. What
so,
did you learn?
Okay, so you saw Amanda
Mhm.
in one of her early incarnations, I have to say, right? And so, and as I bring this show back, there are differences. I learned a lot of like where she needs to go for mass consumption, for popular consumption,
Right.
you know, and still retain her niche of being an older woman.
Do you mean a little
you
more
know.
mainstream
A
when
bit
you're
more
saying
mainstream?
okay.
Yeah, like we're mashing together. Mark and I are working on some mashups that are like, you know, Lady Gaga meets Broadway and stuff like that. You know, so to bring in a slightly not younger, but you know, more contemporary audience. You know, and just the style and the way. Okay, these boys, Sutton and Kevin is Miss C. They handle that audience like that, like in the palm of their hand.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah.
oh,
They're amazing.
You know,
yeah.
Oh yeah, and the wit and the ad libs.
Well, and the knowledge of music and pop culture. And
so I sat and I went to both of their shows a few times, and each time I was there, God bless them, they introduced me from the audience.
I love it.
And with kind of reverence, you know, what happens to me that I didn't know ever happened is that from doing Chicago for nearly 10 years, at that time, 96, 2006, a lot of boys would come up to me and go, I didn't know a man could even do that until I saw you.
Wow.
And now I'm studying to be a countertenor, or now I'm a performance artist, or I'm a drag queen. And so both of them have this description of me like one of the first people I saw do this.
Wow.
That you were an inspiration.
It's crazy.
Cool to hear? Right. Trailblazer, Tim.
And who knew? And who knew? And so that's one of the ways in which Amanda's...
Sutton would know that.
Yeah.
Sutton is an encyclopedia of Broadway knowledge. Yeah.
So, but I didn't have that experience.
That's so
wonderful. Much of my career, I don't have the experience of how it affects other people.
Right.
Just trying to like
not unless they tell you.
Right. So I learned a lot. And Amanda's definitely evolving.
Yeah.
And
so I have to make sure now I have to see the show again, of course.
You do.
Here at PANGEA. Yeah. We have a lot of dates. We have April 15th, May 20th.
Right.
June 17th, June 15th.
Yeah. It's a third Saturday of every month.
You are like moving in.
I am.
They had offered me a bed here, but now it's going to go to you. I bet you're demanding.
Amanda reckoned with in residential care.
Residential care. I wasn't sure I wanted to be anywhere else in residence, especially after the last 25 years I've had. But they assure me that after the performance, I can go home.
Well, I hear the food's not bad either. So there you go. You chose well. That's very exciting.
It is.
And I'm very excited to come and see the show again. Now, I want to see what nuances. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I laughed and laughed and laughed. I had no idea who Amanda Reckonwith was, and people started saying that knew you from yesteryear when you had done it. It was all fresh and new for me.
Yeah.
No, you
before the children came.
Before the children. But I loved it, David, and I laughed. My face hurt.
Good.
When I left here, and I was sat in awe of what an amazing talent you are, because it just rolled. The songs, the banter,
all
and
of that voice.
Yeah, that voice, right on top of everything else. So this is all very exciting.
My kids haven't done Amanda since they were born. Really, that's what I mean. Like,
this is huge, though.
Because I self-imposed this whole thing. Do I want to do drag when my kids are young? Right. So now they're 20 and 16. I thought, okay, I'm going to be able to do it. They're in love with her. They're like, and the thing, and they know the voice. They've heard me sing all their life.
Right.
As a countertenor or a male soprano, they know the voice. But my older daughter said to me, she said, "Dad, I didn't know you were funny."
I didn't. Because said, "Dad, you're so not funny."
Right. All these people were laughing. Shocked. Yeah, all these people were laughing. Like, he's really funny. I'm like, yeah, okay, fine.
You know, that's the highest praise you can get, really, for your kids to be able to see you in that way.
After this show, finally, and it happens for every performing parent, at one point, your child does a deep Google dive on you. And after they did a deep Google dive on me, my older daughter came back to me and she's like, "I didn't know you were that. I didn't know that. I didn't know you were all that."
Mhm.
Like she didn't know.
Isn't that
You never talk
amazing?
about your history or what you've done.
Right.
It's like,
Mhm.
oh, you're actually somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
they
it's
don't know.
amazing that they grow up with you and they, you've been
And they don't care.
performing
And
the
they
whole
don't care.
right. They don't
Yeah,
care.
right.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't care at all. So
Because usually, a parent isn't a real person.
No.
No.
I feel that
I'm
way
not a
all
real-
the time
no,
with my
exactly,
daughter,
right?
right?
Exactly.
Exactly.
And
She
then when
does throw in my face that I took her to the gay march when she was 2 and she was terrified with dykes on bikes
Oh,
and
no.
had nightmares the rest of her life.
Oh,
She
no.
no, but she's fine with everything
Yeah.
now. And she loves my world.
Yeah.
She loves my friends.
Then when you become a person
Right.
to them at somewhere between 14, around
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
then
You're
they
right.
hate you because they don't like the person you are.
Yeah, right.
Because you're not a god anymore. You're a person.
Right. You
Yeah.
can't
And then
win.
it takes a few years for them to come back and go, okay, I kind of like you.
Yeah.
But it's also, this is a question as a parent laying down the rules when you have this outrageous
Right.
character. She is outrageous. And then, everything that you are as a performer. Do you think sometimes the kids don't want to listen because of that?
I don't know.
They can't take you seriously.
No, I don't know. This is new for them. This is new.
Yeah.
So they don't know that. They just never took me seriously.
Anyway.
Well, maybe they will from
Yeah.
now on.
Yeah.
There you go, Tim. It could work that
Yeah.
way.
It's
Well,
just
Amanda
kids.
says.
Yes, kids are just they have to be very egocentric. It's all about their
It
world.
It is
and
about
their-
their
yeah.
world.
their life. They don't think about what you're doing or what you're going through. Or,
Right.
and we've all gone through the hell of the last 3 years.
I think it
You know,
was hell. I
Yeah.
really do.
And they don't understand what you're going through. Again, I think maybe it happens, between 18 and 20 or after 20.
Mhm.
But my older daughter finally is like, I didn't realize what you had to go
Mhm.
through. Like
Yeah,
even
right.
dealing with history.
I love hearing that.
Right.
I love that she had that
Yeah.
recognition
Yeah.
for you.
That was last week. So
Right.
Yeah. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in to If These Walls Could Talk with your hosts Wendy Stuart and Tym Moss and our wonderful and special guest David
Incredible.
Sabella.
Thank you.
Yay!
Thank you so much for being here.
Now
So-
we have got so
Yeah,
much
I know.
ground to cover.
Are we off
that-
now? Are we?
No, we're
No,
on all
no,
the
we're
time.
back. Yeah.
We are on all the time.
Yeah.
The
Can I
same way
take
we
coffee
are in
now
our
or no?
real
You
life.
can have
Yes,
a
you
sip
may
of
have
your
your
coffee,
coffee.
This is before we come back. Right?
Yeah, it's okay. We're back, but it's fine. You're David. You need your strength. So, I would like to go back to the very beginning. I don't know
Sure,
absolutely.
I know everything about so many people.
Yes.
I met you for the first time with Amanda that
I love
night.
that.
I know, I do too. How did all of this transpire for you? Where are you from? Like, who
How
were
did
you?
you get into music?
Who were you
and-
growing up
Oh.
with this amazing voice?
Okay, so I mean, this goes back to my family.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My mom was a big band singer
Ah.
Oh,
in her
wow.
era, and my brother is Ernie Sabella, who you may know as the Disney legend that he is. He's the voice of Pumbaa.
Okay.
Okay, I just totally love this.
Right.
It's like, I love this. I'm
Right.
sorry.
So you're entertainment royalty.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. He's the voice of Pumbaa on the movies, the cartoons, the plush toys.
Oh,
If you-
nice.
if you've heard
He's
the
had
voice
a
of
lucrative
Pumbaa.
career as
Uh-huh.
Pumbaa.
Yeah, and he's done 30 plus Broadway shows. He's
Nice.
Broadway royalty.
Pumbaa
He
is,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the
I'm
one.
royalty adjacent.
No, you are royalty also, but Pumbaa had gas, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That was what he was. I know what that is too. Not a,
A warthog,
boar.
a warthog.
He was a
Yeah.
warthog. I've
Yeah.
seen them in the wild.
So
Pumbaa had gas.
here's a great story for you. All right, Ernie and Nathan Lane made history
Mhm.
in their audition for Lion King because no two actors had ever auditioned in the same room at the same time before. You always are on the in a microphone. It's
Oh,
long
yeah,
distance,
right.
Yeah.
So Nathan, they were asked to read for the hyenas.
Oh, wow.
Go figure.
Right. And so Nathan said to Ernie, come in with me. Let's just do it together. Come in with me. So they read for the hyenas, and Pumbaa and Timon did not exist in the movie.
Stop it.
And because of their chemistry,
Oh, you see.
Oh, I
they
love this.
created Pumbaa and Timon,
I
and the
love
whole movie went in a
this.
whole new direction.
That's an amazing
Absolutely.
piece of
Yeah.
trivia.
That
is
How many people know
wonderful.
that?
I
That
know.
is like, wow.
That's incredible.
And they didn't think the audition went so well because Ernie said, when we got back in the elevator after the audition, I turned to Nathan. I said, well, at least we still have our day jobs.
Yeah.
That is such an incredible
That
story.
is wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh my
And those
God.
were such pivotal characters.
Yes.
So go figure, right?
Yes.
Look at what you just told us. Go
Yeah.
figure that happening.
Again,
And-
the
right.
theme is be yourself
Right.
on purpose in public
Yes.
Yeah.
all the time.
No matter
Yes.
what.
Well, see, and also, I mean, you grew up with the entertainment in
Yeah.
Yes.
front of you that and permission
Yes.
for entertainment.
that's a
I
good
did not.
right.
I did not have
Yeah.
That's right.
permission.
That's right.
So I always thought, oh, it's a hobby. Oh, it's a,
Oh no, permission.
something- yeah.
Permission is the thing.
that's
My-
wonderful.
One of my earliest memories is hearing my brother in the empty garage singing at the top of his lungs "The Impossible Dream,"
Oh, wow.
booming
They're
in the
both,
garage.
kids,
Mhm.
though, were so that both of you were gifted.
Well,
Sometimes it's only one.
I think it also comes from what you hear, like
Yeah.
0 to
Yep.
5.
Yep.
Right.
What you're exposed to and influenced by, it determines so much of the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
I do.
So you were singing from you and your brother were singing from the time you were little kids.
I was singing
You came out
you
of the
know,
womb
listen,
singing.
every
Like
Saturday.
Kobe Cole, he says
Exactly.
he came out of the room every Saturday.
Every Saturday morning, I would sing along. We had a big stereo console hidden in an armoire, right?
Right, that's
Mhm.
what they did, it
Right.
right?
We're Italian, so everything
Yeah,
was hidden in an armoire.
Plastic on the
Right.
furniture.
And so it was Judy Garland and
Oh,
Love
Liza
wow.
Minnelli and
Look how you
Barbara
grew up.
Streisand. And I should have seen this coming a mile away.
Yeah, right.
And so that's what I would do. And the Supremes,
Yes.
singing along,
yes,
sing along.
Yes.
And so all my high school life, I thought, okay, music theater, music theater, music
Yeah,
theater.
you did. You
Mhm.
were
And then I went to college. And when I went to college, there was no music theater college. It was
Right,
acting.
Uh-huh.
right. You're
Or
right.
Or music.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Right.
And if you were a voice, it was opera, right?
Yep.
So I made an audition at the acting department and the voice department at SUNY Purchase on the same day at the same time. And when I got to the parking lot, I made my decision.
I love it.
Wow.
And I
Right.
went to the music department.
Uh-huh.
And I did not know. And I'm now a university teacher, a voice teacher. So I know this
Mhm.
is not the way this normally happens. But I got to the office. I said, I'm here for my audition. They said, okay, the dean is waiting for you. I went to the dean's office. He was at the piano. He played the piano for me. I sang
Wow.
2 arias. At the end of the audition, he closed the lid. He goes, okay, you're in.
I love it. I love it. Wham, bam, thank you.
I
that was
ma'am.
it.
love
Yeah.
that.
And that was
Yeah,
it.
great
Right.
story. Great story.
My first technical voice lesson, a voice class, a teacher by the name of Marie Trepicante. She looked at me after I sang. She went, Now you're going to be a matriculated student here? I went, yes, ma'am. She goes, And do you have a voice teacher? I said, no, ma'am. She goes, you do now.
Ah! Great story.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great.
So you were
Well, can
blowing
we-
them away
30
early
years.
on.
30 years I studied with her.
Now, can we fast forward a
Yeah.
little bit? Pavarotti.
Pavarotti. Well, that's fast forwarding a lot.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
We got to get through La Gran Scena
Okay.
because that happened right here in the cabaret rooms of New York.
Okay. Well, let's do that.
La Gran Scena, I was in for 5 years. We did 20 weeks a year, touring Europe. Ira Siff as Vera Gulupe Borsk.
Mhm.
La Gran Scena was to opera what the ballet Trockadero.
Got it.
was
Yeah,
to ballet.
that's what I.
So
I
all
heard you
men
say,
and
yeah.
all singing
Love it.
soprano, and that's how I cut my teeth
Wow.
on that.
With all men
Wow.
singing
Yeah.
soprano.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
love it.
Singing Aida, singing
Oh,
Lakme.
wow.
Everything
God.
Amanda says is true.
It's true. Now,
Wow.
hearing this backstory is
yeah.
everything.
So I really did all those things, right? And then there was no option for a man who sang falsetto, soprano,
Mhm.
alto. There was no professional option
Right.
at that time.
Mhm.
So La Gran Scena was it. And then in 1991, Brian Asawa, as a countertenor, won the Metropolitan Opera competition.
Wow.
And I was in the theater at the Met when he sang on the winner's
Brilliant.
concert. And he came out, he sang Oberon. And I went, oh my God, that's what I can do. That's
Wow.
me.
You knew it.
And so
I love those moments.
I know, right? And
Mhm.
so I left La Gran Scena. I studied for 2 years in what it meant to be a countertenor, Baroque opera, Baroque vocalism, studying with conductors at the Met and Baroque.
It's
Teachers,
very
all that.
specific.
God.
I
Very
know
specific.
nothing about
Yeah.
this.
Very
I didn't even know what a countertenor was.
Mhm.
Very specific.
It's very specific.
And so then I started 92 to 94, study, never left my house.
Mm.
Then in 95, I began to audition for some of the other competitions, right? And that was the Luciano Pavarotti International Voice Competition.
That's the Pavarotti
Right.
story.
And so we get there. I've made it through every round, and we're now at the international
I can't
finals.
imagine what
Oh
this
my
felt like,
God.
right?
Okay, this is Philadelphia. We're all in a theater, and it's a whole week of final auditions, and you have to watch everyone else's audition from the balcony.
Wow.
And Pavarotti, Luciano, is in the orchestra with a god mic, and he's not having a good day. He's not having a good week. He's not having the god went boom, boom, boom. No,
Oh my God.
like people, just no, boom, boom, boom. Get off the stage.
Oh my
Literally.
God.
And you were up there
Everybody's
watching this.
up
It's
and off
completely,
and up and off and
completely
up and-
unnerving.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
So
To this
unnerving.
one girl in Italian, he said. In
Italian.
Italian.
It's worse when it's
He
in
said.
Italian.
He must have known her, but he said in Italian, he said, "Your father would be ashamed
Ah,
of you." Okay?
How Simon Cowell.
Yeah.
of him.
So-
it is
Okay, but-
Italian style.
Right, but I'll tell you, to his
Oh
credit,
my God.
he worked with her right there for 40 minutes. Now,
Oh,
To
all
his
through-
credit,
to his
right.
credit. Now, all through this woman singing this aria, I thought, what is this aria? I know I would win at Drop the Needle all the time. You give me,
Yeah.
3
Uh-huh.
measures
You
in,
can
I know
do
what
it.
it is.
Yeah.
What is this aria? And he said to her, he said, why are you singing this Donizetti aria like it's Verdi? And I went, oh, that's why. Her phrasing was all off. She was too heavy. She was too weird. So he worked with her, and she wound up being a winner.
Oh, you're
Wow.
kidding! But that's such a great
Yeah.
Pavarotti story.
Yeah.
You
He's
know,
fantastic. So,
right?
so I get up to sing, and I'm singing Cara Sposa from Rinaldo, and it's a long aria. It's a long aria,
Mhm.
right? And I get about halfway through, and there's a long held note in the middle of the aria that you crescendo, decrescendo, and it's a technical feat, right?
Mhm.
During that long note, he taps on the god, and everyone does that.
Oh my
Everyone in
God.
the balcony does that because I'm thinking I'm doing really good.
Uh-huh.
Right? So everyone does that, and he says, and I have it on tape. I have it
Oh
on
Oh,
my
tape.
how
God.
fabulous!
Actually, I have it on my phone on tape. We can play it later.
Oh
He
yeah,
said-
I would
he
love
said-
to
yeah.
hear that.
He says, David, you are singing this aria very beautifully. You will sing this aria very beautifully on the winner's concert like you are doing now.
Oh my God!
Oh my God. I
Yeah.
got so many goosebumps right now.
He said, he goes on to say, this is excellent, not good, excellent.
Yeah.
I
Oh
don't
my
have to hear to the end.
Oh,
And the whole balcony erupts into applause.
oh my God! I can
Yeah.
imagine.
And I okay, and the competition director's like, come back.
Yeah,
Stage.
really, really.
Thank you, Mr. Pavarotti. Okay, that was Tuesday. Okay, Wednesday, t-shirt and jeans in the balcony watching. Thursday, t-shirt and jeans in the balcony watching. Friday, t-shirt and jeans in the balcony watching. And they come through the balcony with a card with my name on it.
Wow! Wow!
I'm like, what's up? I'm David. Maestro Pavarotti would like to hear you again.
Oh.
Like,
Unbelievable.
In the jeans and the
yeah.
t-shirt.
So I'm like,
Right.
no, you can't do it. So I'm like, I'm at a host house that's 45 minutes away. My music is there. My suit is there.
You weren't ready.
I'll be
You
back
were-
in. I'll be
yeah.
back in 90 minutes. Okay, go, hurry back.
Oh.
So 90 minutes to the dot, man. I was back
It
there.
probably felt like 2 freaking days.
stage right. I'm ready to go on. And the competition director peeks her head out. She goes, Mr. Sabella is here. And he says, is ready to sing?
Yeah.
And she said, yes, sir. And he said, I don't have to hear. He said, I just want to see if he will play.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
And that was one of the best lessons of my life.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
he had
Wow.
sort of bestowed this honor on me, and he wanted to make sure I didn't get a big head.
Right.
Uh-huh. Right.
So I just want to see if he will play, if he'll be ready. And so that's like you
Wow.
said, I'm early. I'm early because of him.
Uh-huh.
Oh, amazing!
my
We've
God.
come full
David,
circle with
that's
this
incredible.
story. Wow.
Well, thank you everyone for tuning in to If These
I
Walls
love
Could
these
Talk with your
stories.
host, Wendy Stuart and Tym Moss, and our incredible guest, the one and only David Sabella here. Now, we have a video of
Video.
Amanda.
Oh,
It
you do?
is an Amanda. Yeah, you sent me a couple
Amanda
of
Breckenridge.
videos.
So
and
okay,
you should have
all
known
right.
I'd pick the over the top.
Of course,
Of
of course.
So why don't we take a look at
Did
that?
you cut it? How long is it?
I told Chauncey to
Okay,
cut it where it made sense.
All right.
It was 7 minutes, I
Yeah.
think. But yeah. Okay, I don't know where it is.
For those of you who don't know, I am a man to reckon with. Oh, that fills me with such nostalgia for my glory days in opera. After the children came, the voice darkened and matured, and well, I found that my top just wasn't what it used to be. Oh, mio bambino caro, mi piace bello, bello. For those of you who don't know the exact definition of mezzo-soprano, well, it literally means half a soprano. And in my case, we all know what the other half is now, don't we? Broadway, Broadway, everybody's happy and gay, where the night is brighter than day, all along Broadway. I'm terribly sorry. It seems that it's now become very de rigueur to say the word gypsy. Oh! If I am fancy free and love to wander, it's just the gin in my soul. It's just a Gentile in my soul. Well, aren't you just all of the above? One and two and two and two, lovely. 3 and 2 and 4 and lovely. Now twirl, Sean. Twirl, Sean. Twirl again, Sean. Lovely. And 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, lovely. And 2 and 2 and 4 and lovely. Now dip me, Sean. Dip me. Blue skies smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Wow. Scooby-Doo, Shaggy-Doo, Velma, When does this end? I never saw the sun shining so bright.
Let me just do anything. And this is probably around the same time you were at Perch.
But what's the use? He's no good, but I'm no good without him. So now that I'm a mezzo-soprano, I spend a good deal of time in pants. I do. Hard to believe, I know, but I make a very convincing man. Yes, I do. Tonight, in Peter Sellers' version of Die Fledermaus, Prince Orlovsky is what Peter would affectionately refer to as, let me see if I can get it. Domi top. Yes.
Amanda,
Yes, darling.
it's Dom Top.
If you
Oh gosh, so funny. So wonderful.
Brilliant.
And this is what
brilliant.
people can expect when they come to PANGEA to
It's
see
fun.
your residency. This
It's
is
fun.
going to be
Yes.
great. It's
residential
really,
care.
your residential care, and there's going to be like new twists in this now because
Yes.
you're going to take what you got in Mexico. I'll just phrase it that way
Yes.
and
So-
spread it on this stage.
Right. So this show, April 15th, is what we did in Mexico, which is a little different than what we did here, but it's the show we did in Mexico because Mark is arriving on the day of the show. So I hope the plane's not
Oh,
late.
goodness.
Right. So, but then every other month is new songs,
I love
new
that,
materials,
yeah.
new backstory, and 2 of these, I think it's September and November, August, September, and November. Liberace is going to be.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes, so it's going to be a whole new show. It's
Oh,
got
that's
our
great.
duo show.
Yeah.
So it's fantastic. So it's lots of fun. I'm very proud that it's funny.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't, the singing to me is like, okay, fine, but that people laugh and find
It's
it
just
funny,
wonderful. It's another
that's amazing.
dimension of
Yeah.
of who it is. So interesting to me because that's the only way I saw you. And then when I'm
Right.
reading your bio, this opera background,
Yeah,
that person. I mean, I can certainly see the crossovers
right,
here,
right.
but you're who you are as a person. You're like a damn Rubik's cube.
It's like,
you're like I could just go
or
amazing.
schizophrenic,
right. But you know what? That works in theater.
or Sybil. Really.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, along with that, you're also a father of
Yeah.
two daughters.
Yes.
Right.
That again, I mean, that whole process you were saying
Right.
that was rather extensive. Can you just touch on that
Yeah.
real quick?
Sure. So yes, not only am I a father, but I was married for about 15 years, together 19. Tom and I
Long time.
were one of the very first couples,
Mhm.
male couples, married in Provincetown when it became legal. We
Oh
were
my
there
gosh,
Uh-huh.
that's
on the very first day.
amazing.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
there on the very first day, and then our first daughter came to us a month later.
Wow.
Wow.
So there's no way to prove it, but we may actually be one of
I
the
was
first
gonna say.
married couples.
I was going to say if I do
to
the
adopt.
timeline
Yeah.
back,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Uh-huh.
We had fostered 5 children, always
Wow.
trying to adopt. Irena was our first,
And that was one at a time.
one at a time.
Yeah.
And then we had another little boy, and that got disrupted. And we had another little boy, and that got disrupted.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then we got Faith, and Faith,
Faith.
stayed.
Right.
Yep,
Mhm.
Faith stayed, and now she's going to be 16 in June.
God bless.
And then after Faith's mother had another baby, and we tried to adopt him as well, but couldn't. But I have to tell you, God works in mysterious ways.
Absolutely.
Because if it didn't work out exactly the way it did, I could not have handled it.
right,
Mhm.
I could
right.
not
You
have
knew that,
Tom
right?
Tom passed away in 2018. We went through a pandemic. We had like
You have
my
absolutely
God.
been
Yeah.
through it.
it's a lot. So it's saying, right? The tomatoes in the tomato sauce do not like the heat, and they do not like you stirring them around.
There you go.
Mhm.
Okay, but
That's one to live by.
you got to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know,
But you
add-
got to cook them.
You got to add the right spices
Yep.
and a little bit of sugar.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it
You know,
doesn't-
you hit on something. I have a number of friends that did gay couples that did the foster to adopt
Mhm.
program. It is so emotionally wrenching because a
Yeah.
lot of the time you're fostering this kid, and Tim, at any time the birth mother can say,
Anyone blood
anyone?
related.
who's blood related, not just the
Wow.
birth mother. They
Anyone.
can say they want the kid back after you
Right.
put your heart, your soul, and
Right.
everything. It is gut
Oh, that would
wrenching.
rip your heart.
And
They-
the fact that you were able to do this 5 times.
Yeah, well, we were successful in adoption twice.
You were,
Mhm.
I
Right,
know,
right.
but it's very strong. Oh,
The first time was difficult. The second disruption was devastating because he was with us for 7 months,
Hmm.
and he was a baby, 6 days old.
Yep.
6 days old
right.
to 7 months old. And when ACS contacts you, it's an emergency for them.
Right.
Right.
So they will tell you whatever they need to tell you, so you take that baby right now.
Right.
Mhm.
And B, they have no real information.
Right.
Mm.
They have no information.
But I'm also
Interesting.
Because it's an
thinking when they
emergency.
give you, Tim, they give you a tiny baby 6 days. Would you know?
My
Yeah.
goodness.
I didn't know what to do with my daughter.
Uh-huh,
Really, you're
right.
just like winging it, and then all of a
But
sudden,
you bond, you get to know that.
Yeah.
the-
or
the
you
habits and
have
the-
all these
right.
things happen, and you don't know how to satisfy or make that baby happy.
Mhm.
All of a sudden, this baby's in your arms,
Right.
and you're like, "This
Mm-hmm.
is it."
Yeah.
And then they take that baby away 7 months later.
Well, yeah,
Oh my goodness.
it's a lot.
Wrenching.
All of this is kind of detailed in my show that I do as me, Razzle Dazzle,
Uh-huh,
which I've done in the city here a lot. So I probably won't bring it back here. But when I go to a new city, like in London, I will tell you, if you're in London, April 21st and 22nd,
Yay.
Perfect.
this is the show I'm doing in London is Razzle Dazzle.
Okay.
So at the Pheasantry in Chelsea.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I
Well,
love that.
thank
That's
you.
the name of it too.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you,
That's
thank
the
you, everyone, for tuning in to If
Pheasantry.
These Walls Could Talk with your host Wendy Stuart and Tym Moss, our wonderful guest, the incomparable David
David
Sabella
Sabella.
here. Now, how can people find out more about you? Now, also, I just want to mention that David is one of the most sought after voice
Yeah,
vocal
thank you.
instructors as well. So,
Well, I have 2 working websites right now. One is davidsabella.com, and that's for me as a performer and
Yeah.
for me as a voice teacher and all that.
It's all on there
It's
too. It
all there,
works. I
right.
worked it.
Thank you. Oh, good, good.
I worked it.
And then Amanda Reckonwith has her own website, amandareckonwith.com. brand new,
As she should.
brand new, and because she needs her own. She's her own entity, and so you can go to either one. But for voice teaching, it would be davidsabella.com. Yeah,
Very
Absolutely. Now, Amanda was the hostess over Christmas, I think, in a show at Urban Stages that I was in, because Amanda had introduced me. That was the first time I had seen Amanda.
I know.
I had met
my
Amanda, who
gosh.
was fabulous.
Thank you.
I highly recommend anyone to come out to see this show. So, David, is there anything else that you would like to share just briefly with the audience?
Well, I want to thank PANGEA, not only
Yes.
for hosting us here, but for really giving me a home
That's
Mhm.
to
what they
develop
do.
this character.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The first time I did this show here, both Arnaldo and Stephen came up and went, "Okay, what are you doing with the show? Come here every month."
Right.
Yeah.
You're
they're
here.
like, "This should be a Broadway show. You could be
I
the
love
next
it.
Dame Edna."
I
Like
love
Uh-huh.
they've been so supportive.
Right.
And so God bless them.
Yeah, I agree. God bless them and for everything they
Absolutely,
do for the arts here at PANGEA. Really, really incredible. You know, this has been the whole time we're talking. I need to know this. Prior to Amanda, you were Mary Sunshine in Chicago.
Right.
Mhm.
But prior to that, did you ever have an inkling to, because I got the opera backgrounds and where you studied.
Right.
But was there ever an inkling to impersonate females?
Well, La Gran
at that
Scena.
and like, so
La Gran
is
Scena.
that what I want to know where
That
it
was it.
started to? Because not, not everybody can
Right.
do what you
No,
do.
here's the
What's
thing.
the gift?
Here's
Is what
the
I'm
thing.
asking.
Here's the thing. I was in college studying to be opera tenor and getting all the tenor roles, fine. And then in my sophomore or junior year of college, a friend of mine, God bless him, Michael Klausner, came walking down the hallway, singing in his falsetto and singing some opera aria. And I'd never heard that. I never
Mhm.
contemplated it. Didn't know I could
conceived
do
of
it.
Right.
I just joined him.
Oh,
And
wow.
Went
Love
right
it.
up the octave and did it and went, "Oh, what's that?"
What just happened to me?
So that was a party trick. So and then because like all young gay opera aficionados, it was Maria Callas for me, and it was Renata
Right.
Scotto, and so now I would listen to them and I would sing along, right? And I was like, I like Maria Callas and Scotto because their voice had a little edge and it was kind of masculine anyway, and it wasn't creamy and feminine.
Yeah.
It was
Right.
like, "Grr."
Wasn't
Little
ultra
grind.
feminine.
Right. And
Yeah.
so I could get there, so I started singing all these arias. And I had a very high voice back then, like really like high D flats. And so I could do
Wow.
all the coloratura and all that. And right out of college, Michael said to me, "You should audition for the Gran Scena."
Ah.
And so they had an audition and I went. And it was in the apartment of the music director, Ross Barentine. Hi, Ross. And Ira was there. Hi, Ira. And I sang Una voce poco fa with soprano interpolations. And again, it was like college. It was like, okay, when can we start? Okay.
Right. It's
So-
amazing how you find your spot every time, David.
And it's amazing how often I try to deny that.
Interesting.
And that's been the story of the last few years, thinking I'm a parent and I'm a husband and I live in the
You have
suburbs now.
certain
And so
identities.
I had a certain idea that
Yeah.
this wouldn't work,
Right.
that this wouldn't work, that,
Right.
and so I painted myself into a corner to be what I thought I needed to be.
Or what you thought people would want you
Right,
to be.
right.
Whereas
yeah.
before you would be your authentic self and
Thank you,
offers
Tim.
would come
Yeah.
to you.
So, and after Mary Sunshine, that was the most success as a
Of
performing
course.
artist that I had.
Uh-huh.
And I thought, okay, I'm done with drag. I'm done. I want to be a boy singer. I want to be a male actor. Blah, blah. And then I had kids, and then was out of the field and
Mhm.
out of it. And I came back lightly in 2016 because the kids were old enough. And I started getting small roles as a man, and I put the Razzle Dazzle show together, and that was good. And then we had the pandemic, right? And out of the pandemic, when I thought I'm going to sing again because that's what I need to do, I put the Time Heals show together, and I
Time
did Razzle
Heals,
Dazzle
yeah.
again, and we made an album, Time Heals, and I won in 2022 the MAC Award for
Absolutely.
get
Yes,
this, wait
yay.
this, major male artist.
Mhm.
And I went, ding,
It
Check
took
box.
that, right?
checkbox. I did
right,
that.
right.
So now, and I went back to something that I thought of decades ago. And my teacher asked me in deciding whether to be a tenor or countertenor. She said, if you never leave your apartment, if you sing in your living room for your enjoyment,
Mm.
what's it going to be?
Mm.
I love that.
And I went, countertenor. She goes, then that's who you are.
Yes.
And so somehow after winning that award and doing all the shows I had done as me, and the kids being that age, and David Mayoko Liberace saying, come do this gay pride show with
Mhm.
me.
We all kind of started
I
to come
went,
together.
okay, I'll do it as
Good.
Amanda, blah, blah. And it all just went,
Yeah,
Yep.
boom.
kismet.
But see, the thing is that you allow yourself to try these things and to
Right.
move into them,
Right.
and that's how you discover your pathway.
It has been the single greatest cellular change,
Mhm.
so even more than being a dad,
Right.
which is a
Mhm.
cellular change. But this whole thing, this is new for me. I don't always wear
Mhm.
long nails and earrings and jewelry and gender fluid stuff. But this is new like the last year and a half.
You're
Mhm.
living it.
How does it
Because
feel for you?
it feels totally normal.
Uh-huh.
Great.
It feels, I was asked to do an audition for a non-binary character.
Mhm.
And I went in kind of like this, and I asked my young daughter, I'm like, is this not,
It's
is this
non-binary
enough?
to me.
Is this,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is not it. And she goes, trust me, Dad.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
So-
actually the
You're
perfect
enough.
amount.
Right. And so I was like, I guess so. I felt so comfortable at that audition, like never before. And
Love
I
it.
realized a
Right.
button-down shirt and slacks or a gown that Amanda wears, for me, they were both costumes.
Mhm.
Right.
This is who I
right.
am.
Right.
Right,
Exactly.
So if I want to walk in and be me at an audition, this is what's going to show up.
So you have discovered that you are non-binary.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. I sort of officially came out on Facebook about that a few months ago, actually.
Mhm.
And my agent was like, really? He's like, is that true? Is that real?
Is that real?
Is that real? Is that
Wow.
authentic? Because there are
Yeah.
actors now, because
But there is
non-binary is a
also- that's
thing.
a whole-
It
that's a
is.
whole
on the
genre.
castings.
For
it's
casting,
like non-binary. They have added in. It is.
Right.
You're right.
Yeah.
And so people are like
Right.
trying to like, yeah.
And
I'd go
people
in
are
as
saying,
dressed.
"I'm
Like,
non-binary."
yeah, no. And so
Right.
the litmus test for me is that it doesn't feel unusual.
Mhm.
This is normal.
Well, you
This
feel
is-
right. It's
Yeah.
the feeling of the rightness. This
Right.
is who you are, and you present gorgeously.
Thank
You
Mhm.
you know everything about you. I can't imagine you in a button down. As a matter of fact.
Oh, I was, Miss Professor Sabella at the university
Professor
You know,
Sabella.
was in a suit and button-down tie and also 60 pounds heavier.
Right.
You
Look at
know,
how gorgeous you are.
Well, again, when you stand in your own authenticity and
Thank
you
you.
are
Living your
yourself
best life.
on purpose in public, things work out.
Mhm.
And so
Absolutely.
that's it.
Because what's interesting, because I've had a lot of introspection on non-binary, because I feel non-binary,
Mhm,
that I'm a combination male and
mhm,
female.
mhm.
But I've never, like with fingernails or with bracelets
Mhm,
or rings or
mhm.
anything, I've never pursued that.
Right.
So I feel like I missed that boat or
No,
something.
You didn't miss it.
And
There's something
I
great
might
about
call you to have me
No,
help
listen,
dress me.
Here's the thing.
Dress Tim. We're going to have a contest.
Here's the thing.
Somebody help
And,
dress
and,
Tim.
and Billy Porter
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
also.
Yeah.
And there's the thing about men our age
Mhm.
who are now able to step into this space.
Ah.
Yes, right.
That is the most authentic. Because if this were available in society when we were younger,
Absolutely,
we might have
absolutely.
done it.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So
But now you can.
step into your
Yeah.
authenticity.
Yes,
fully.
yes.
It's fine.
Uh-huh.
Really, it's fine. And it feels great. It's I look down and go, I don't know if I would be attracted to someone who does all that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been my thought, my hesitancy. And then last night at the Mac Awards, there was this beautiful young black singer who sang. I don't know his name. I forgot his name. But he had the long nails, and I went, oh, fuck, sorry.
That's okay.
You're fine.
I'm totally attracted to that.
Yeah.
So if I do-
Right. You
it's
thought it was beautiful.
yeah.
He was
So it's like
beautiful. Right.
it is. There's another way of looking at masculine beauty and
Mhm.
masculine handsomeness,
Yeah.
and I try to skirt the edge. I work out. I have muscles.
But that's
am
great.
not-
It's a combination of all of it.
exactly.
Right.
And
Uh-huh.
and my older child is also out as non-binary. So we
Uh-huh.
have these really good talks about
Oh,
what
nice.
non-binary is.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And they don't think that I'm non-binary.
Oh, really?
They
Uh-huh.
don't. No, because I'm gender fluid.
But you're not
Okay.
non-binary
But-
in their terms.
Okay,
Because
explain the
for the
difference.
younger
Yeah.
generation, non-binary is I'm not comfortable with my assigned gender. So I express in multiple ways that are cross-gender. Okay. I'm very comfortable with my
Mhm.
gender.
I fully get
Well, I like all
had
my
to-
parts.
Well, I had no choice.
Uh-huh.
I honestly, when I was young, I could have went down that path had it been available to me.
You
Right.
said that, but it wasn't
But
especially
Right.
where you grew
I
up.
just learned
Right.
how to live with it.
Right.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So,
So I'm a he, him. I'm a he,
Uh-huh.
him. People would like me to be a they, them.
mhm.
Right. And so I say I'm a he, they, whatever. But
Well,
My
unless you're doing
thought-
Amanda.
and I'm
Then
doing
it's
that.
she.
Well, when I'm then I'm a she.
Yeah.
And so now I say, he, she, they, all pronouns
Same
with
here.
respect.
Same here.
All pronouns with respect.
Yep.
It's
Right.
fine.
I like
I'm
that.
very in touch with my feminine and gender fluid side. I'm a little cautious about having to be a they, them, having to be that for other people's comfort.
Yes.
I think that's a problem.
Absolutely.
Because
I'm
it's got to
okay.
be for you.
Yeah, I'm
Uh-huh.
okay
Yeah.
being a he, him that does this. There are people our age, we know them, who fought and died
Yes.
Right.
to be a
yes.
he,
Absolutely.
him that
Yes.
did this.
Right.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
that's okay. I don't
Mhm.
have to be a they, them to make you comfortable.
Right. Exactly.
I can be a he, him
Absolutely.
and do all of this, and I'm still fine.
Right.
Mhm.
Well, there's also use. I came
That's
up with
right.
that. The use.
Use,
I grew
yeah.
up in an Italian neighborhood. You're Italian.
Use,
Didn't
use
your
guys.
parents call you use?
Use.
Use going out after dinner.
Yeah.
Use could be male, female.
Yeah.
Could be
Yeah.
them or they or anything. But
Yeah.
use is so comfortable to me. Where are yous all going?
Yes.
But
yes.
nobody's using it but me. So
Right.
can you start to use that?
Use.
Use.
You're a
Use.
Use people over there.
It sounds like something Big Julie would say.
Right. Use are going.
So now, where did you grow up? Where?
Yeah, I wanted to ask
Okay,
that. Where are
great.
you from?
So-
I didn't-
I was born in Florida because
Oh,
my
where?
parents were on vacation.
Oh my goodness.
I was 2 months early, as I believe.
And where
they
in
wintered.
Florida?
They wintered in Florida. So I was
Wow.
born in February in Florida. Everyone else in my family was born in the Bronx.
That's where
Uh-huh.
I'm from.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
in the Bronx?
Oak Road. Oh, I have
Gun
no-
Hill Road.
near Gun Hill Road.
Right,
Right, that's
right.
right. Arthur Avenue and all the whole.
Yeah.
Oh, you are
yeah.
really Italian.
Oh, I'm Italian.
You're really
Uh-huh.
Italian.
Although my mother's
Wow.
Irish, so half of the family thinks I'm dark Irish.
Well, so the right black Irish. We call it black Irish.
Irish,
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
So
Black
yeah.
Irish.
yeah.
So that's really interesting. So the rest of your family's in the Bronx.
Yeah, well, now they all retired
Yeah,
to other places.
Florida, probably.
Florida
Oh,
and North Carolina.
Yeah,
Why
everyone's
North
down,
Carolina? I don't know
down
why.
there.
But
Well,
they would winter every year in Florida. So we were snowbirds.
right.
Mhm.
So I would start the school year in New York and end it in Florida. And New York started later and Florida ended earlier. So
Oh, sweet.
every year
Yeah.
I lost like 5 weeks of school.
Sweet.
It was great. It was
But
great.
that's very unusual. Most kids don't have. That's an unusual upbringing
Yes.
to take the
Mhm.
kid out of school.
Yes,
Like,
every
I
year.
wonder how much of that affected who you are in terms of performance,
Performance, no. But lifestyle,
lifestyle.
preparing me for touring, yes, great.
Yeah.
But you would go to the same place in Florida.
Not always.
Yeah.
No,
You
really?
would constantly
No.
make friends.
Really?
You're like an
Because my dad-
army
because
brat.
you
a
would
little
you would
bit.
also
Like an
that
army
would
brat, right.
Yeah,
that
like
would
an
also
army
instill
brat.
because see I grew up in the same house my entire
Right.
Yeah, me
much
too,
of my
me
life,
too.
and that was and so I feel security. But you would find that it's okay to uproot and move and set that you'll be okay to settle in a new place.
I didn't know anything different in the time.
Uh-huh.
Like
And you
we
had to
were
make
in
new friends. That's
Hollywood,
huge.
Florida,
Yeah.
Stuart,
Yeah.
Florida. All. My dad was a developer in Florida. So
Okay,
Oh,
got
wow.
it.
US 1 in the 1960s.
I've been on it a million
Mhm.
times. Oh,
So there's a part of US 1 that he actually hacked through the jungle with a machete.
Wow.
Because that's
amazing.
how early
That's
it was.
Wow.
amazing.
And
Right.
developed
when they were
that-
developing all
Right,
of that.
right.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
And so that was a bit much. Now, because of that, I think my desire to create a home,
Right.
to be domesticated, like be married, have children, was very, very strong.
That's
Yeah,
what I was
right.
thinking because of how you
Yeah.
grew up, having
Yeah.
to constantly make new friends.
Yeah.
It's very
And-
daunting for a kid.
So here's another great quote from my dear beloved voice teacher, Marie
Mhm.
Traficante, who passed last year.
God bless
Mm.
her.
In college, I was married
Mhm.
to a woman. actually.
Uh-huh.
Yes, we had
Okay.
married couple housing, which was
You got married in college.
But was
Yeah.
okay.
and so it was an apartment. And
Uh-huh.
so, I was very type A. So like, clean the apartment, and she looked at me, she went one day, she goes, so how have you been studying? How long have you been practicing this week? Well, I have to do this, I have to do this. She said, do you want to be a singer or a housekeeper?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So I had to like let some of that go. But the domestication gene was very strong in me,
yeah.
because I wanted that stable home.
You didn't have
Uh-huh.
that.
And I tried to give that to the kids, and under best intentions, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. Tom and I divorced. First, we lived in New York. Then we moved to the burbs for most of their lives. Then, after we divorced, we went back to New York. He passed away. We had a pandemic. It's like, oh my
Everything
God.
that's come down
So
the pike for you.
It's like, okay, but you got to learn to roll with the punches.
Mm-hmm.
And family is the people, not the house.
That
Right?
is
Yeah.
the God's
Yeah.
honest truth.
Right.
Right.
Well, one thing you just kind of like skimmed over. In college, you were married to a woman.
Yes.
Right.
How?
To be first of all, you're
kinda
married
big.
to a woman, and also in college. That's not a lot of people
I know.
do that.
So what was
what
that?
was that? Yeah.
Okay.
Where did that come
Thank
from?
you, Sam, for
was it
nailing him on that. I
was
didn't
it
always
trying
count on
to
Sam.
fit into society, or was it?
It wasn't trying to do anything. I don't think I was out. I was very gay. I was out.
Oh, really?
I came out to my parents before college, kind of, but in college semester, freshman year, first semester, I wrote my dad the big note. Okay, I'm gay. This is who I am. Blah 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 blah. They kind of always knew. Then I met all my friends in college, all on the same night. A woman named Robin, a man named Ronnie, a woman named Melissa. Like, we became fast friends. And Melissa and I, I don't know if she wants me to out her. I won't say the last name.
Yeah.
Anyway, fell in love.
Mhm.
Like, I
Like-
loved her so much.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I thought, well, maybe this is what's supposed to happen.
Right.
I was, 19 for God's sake.
understand
So I was
that,
like,
yeah.
Right. You don't know.
okay. So, and it was fueled by all the wrong things. We came out to her parents that I was gay. They hated that,
Mhm.
and the more they hated that, the more it fueled us to want to be
Right.
together. It was like
right.
classic psychology textbook.
You're 19 years old.
Yeah. So we were married before sophomore year and divorced by senior,
Mhm.
but the married couple housing was great.
Okay.
And there you
That was
go.
one of it.
You got a
Yeah.
gold ring off
But-
of that merry-go-round.
But I did love her and care for her. And I still do,
Absolutely.
it's a phase of my life. I have our wedding picture up in the house,
I love
and
it.
then Tom and I also.
Nice.
It's like, it's a part of my history
I
that
was
I'm
just going to
proud
say
of.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. That's part of who you are.
Yeah.
And how you grew, actually. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason, right?
Mhm.
Everything gets you to where you are now.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All of those things led you to where you are today.
Exactly.
And what you do today will lead you into who you are
Exactly.
tomorrow.
Exactly. Tim, we have some comments on here
Okay.
that I can never see.
Well, I've got
but-
one of the things.
Yes.
One of the
Is
things.
Sue on here? No.
Sue must
Sue
say-
Sue-
Yeah, she
Oh
said
my
she was gonna
God.
Hi.
What
Hi,
is that?
Sue.
Go home.
Hi, Sue. That's so
I can't
cute.
see.
love
I
her.
I
oh
can
my
see
gosh.
it. Whatever.
I have
Should we
glasses.
scroll up?
Because I have to.
Yeah,
scroll
scroll. Can you scroll
Scroll
so
up.
we
Yeah,
can
let me-
see, look at
okay,
us
where's
trying to
the-
navigate
It's over here.
this.
I can.
Where
no
is it?
one
I
can
can't-
see
I
it.
don't see-
Give
oh,
me
there we go,
glasses.
there we
I
go.
can
Wait,
see it.
Tim's scrolling. Hold on,
Okay.
everybody who tuned in.
Blah,
Thank
blah,
you
blah,
for
blah.
tuning in.
Sue says hi.
Hi.
Hello.
All right, Sabine Marketing. Oh, she's
Sue-
wonderful.
yeah.
She's
Okay.
down in Florida, I
Wendy-
think.
Leanna Rogers.
Love this. When you give to what you give to other entertainers again, so much more than you could ever imagine.
Oh, bravo.
Lovely.
What a nice
And
comment.
Robert Vest.
Robert
hi.
Vest,
Fun
fun
show.
show. Good afternoon.
Ronaldo, good afternoon to you
Hi,
too.
Leanne
There's
Rogers.
Liana again.
Our kiddos are the same. They'll catch up with what we do as entertainers. That's right.
I love it.
Yeah.
Also
Right.
helps you, right? Wow, we love that. Thank you, Leanna. Hi. Looks like I'm hi B.
Oh,
wow.
wait,
B's in
B.
Germany.
B's in
B's in Germany.
Wait, no,
Yeah.
that's a different B.
Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
B. All right, we do have a B in Germany.
What a moment for you, Leanne Roger. What a moment for you. I don't know what moment that is.
You've had a lot of those.
I've had a lot of them. Okay. Who else? Huge life lessons.
Suze is on here.
Yes,
Hi, Suze.
Suze.
Thank you
Hi,
for
Suze.
tuning
Oh,
in.
Suze,
She's
yeah.
wonderful
She's
designer.
a designer up in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Gypsy. Oh, she caught that. Okay, she caught that on the video. B caught Gypsy. Yeah. Actually,
Wait, B said she's actually the real Aladdin, Harry Potter guy.
I have the most powerful
wow.
genie in the world. Just been taking a break. Okay, got it.
Wow.
Don't even have a problem. Okay, catch Amanda at Pangea. Oh, that's you. Yeah. Okay.
Sutton.
Sutton! Oh my
Yeah.
God, you're here!
Oh,
Oh my
darling
God!
Sutton.
Thank you for tuning in.
What does he
We've
say? Oh
got
boy,
Sutton,
you got-
the best things about
you
you.
got Amanda.
I
right
mentioned
away.
you,
Hold
Sutton.
on.
Did you hear? Did you see? I mentioned you. I love you so much.
That's so cool.
I can't see. What did she
Oh,
say? I thought I.
I thought I smelled trouble.
Trouble.
Okay, you. Leanne, thank you
Yeah, and
for this.
Sue.
Tim Moss, David, you're lovely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cannot wait. Go to Hotel Zozo in Palms. Get David at Hotel Zosa
in Palm Springs. Okay.
I'll go. Let's go.
Good.
I'm have a contact with Michael at
Oh, I
Palm
think that's
Room,
right
so
downtown.
I want to. Hopefully, I'll be at Palm.
Fabulous Dawn
Love
Hinton.
this
She's such a
show.
great
Dawn.
person.
There's
Hi,
Sue
Dawn. Thank you for
Mitsuki.
tuning in. There's
Sue. Now, what did
Yes,
she say?
Amanda- yeah.
makes her next appearance at Pangea,
thank you, Sue.
April 15. Yep.
Sue is always promoting. I
That's
love
right.
her.
Yeah. She's
So
Wait,
much.
It's just not anybody letting go of the weight.
Yeah.
That's it, baby. Authenticity.
Okay, Darius Bray Jornigan says we know Tim wasn't going to let that one slide.
That's right. That's right.
I guess he
That's
knows
right.
you well, Tim.
Yeah. Thank you. And thank you, Peggy. I have a sense of humor. I try. without it, you just die.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Without that
and life
sense
would
of
be
humor,
so
you did.
boring. Oh
Really.
God.
Wouldn't
Sutton,
it
I'm
ever?
so glad you're here, Prescott.
Mwah. Now another thing, you have a caricature at Stardy's.
Sardi's.
At Stardy's. Oh
Yes,
my
of
God!
you.
Tell us
That's
about
right,
that.
yeah.
Stardies is a real. I may use it.
Stardy's.
Starbucks and Sardi's. Stardies.
Together. Stardies. It's a
Yeah.
new chain.
Yeah.
With your caricature.
Yeah. So that came about crazily. Like in the first couple of years of Chicago, someone, Max is his name, comes to the stage door of the theater and knocks on the stage door, and they call me down from my dressing room, and it's Max from Sardi's, and you're like, yes. He said, it's time. I went, what are you talking about?
Oh my God.
He goes, I said, this is my first Broadway show. He goes, yes, but it won't be your last. So, and I'm sure this came about because my brother Ernie had his caricature done.
Oh, nice.
Like the year before
That's
or several
so
months
funny,
ago.
the
Yes.
both of you. My gosh.
And so, Brothers on Broadway and Ernie
There's
and
a show, Brothers on
is.
Broadway. No
Yes.
one's done that yet.
That would be a great
Um,
show.
And
The two of you.
that would be, if I can get him to do it. Come on, Ernie. And then eventually in the same show, because Ernie took over for Amos, for Joel Grey as Amos Hart.
Mhm.
So I'm sure that was the connection. It was like,
Uh-huh.
okay. So like everything else in my life, I went, okay. You choose to look at the bright side of things, and okay, fine. So in June of '98, my caricature was unveiled
Oh my God.
at Sardi's.
How, my
and
God.
That's so
Immortalized.
historic.
Yeah, it
Now,
is, Tim.
Here's the thing.
Immortalized.
So now
at
I'm on the
Sardi's.
second floor, right? Because every 10 or 20 years they move you up a floor. So pretty soon I'll be on the fourth floor. So, but it's there above the bar in the
Oh,
second
I
floor.
love
Yeah.
that. Oh, okay. I will
Yeah.
check.
I think
look
that's
for
so
it.
cool.
Yeah.
How amazing.
And if
Immortalized.
when I do another show on Broadway, then they move you back down. Like you're
Uh-huh.
you're
Yeah.
10
Oh, see,
years too
I
late.
love talking to you. I don't know any of this.
Oh yeah.
That's incentive for another Broadway show.
Honey, I want another Broadway show.
I need to change my position at Sardi's.
Yeah. God bless. I was last week at Anne Ranking's memorial,
Oh,
right at the
Mhm.
theater.
I still can't
Um,
believe she's gone. Too young.
And I can't
Yeah.
either. And in all these years of being away from the show, it was the first time being around that group of people, those friends and colleagues, where I thought to myself, oh, I could come back as Mary Sunshine. Like I never wanted to before.
Mhm.
Like I always wanted to not be in drag. I wanted to be Amos, or I wanted to be whatever.
No,
you know?
you-
Mhm.
But I thought, no, I could totally do it. Not that I want to take the job away from Ryan, but it's
Mhm.
like, oh no, I could do it. I could vacation swing or do whatever. Like
Mhm.
I could live in that world again because I'm comfortable to do that now.
Mhm. Right.
Whereas
Which is
I was-
interesting when you
right.
weren't when you did it the first time.
You have
weren't.
evolved.
Well, no,
Yeah.
it was a
But you
job.
could
No,
do
when
it.
I
It was
did it
a
the first time, it
job.
was a job.
Right.
Right.
You were
And I was an
performing.
actor
Right.
doing
you
a
get paid
job.
to do a
Right.
job.
And I hated the fact that people thought I was a
Interesting.
drag queen.
Yeah.
Like, no,
Yeah.
I'm an actor doing a job.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Wow.
And you get to be this age and go, what the fuck? I'm a drag queen.
Yeah.
That's fine, you know.
David, you're a performance artist, and that encompasses
Absolutely.
a
Yes.
whole lot of things. You can't put labels on
A
it.
singer, an actor,
Right.
female
Yeah.
impersonator,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cabaret
a father.
performer.
I mean, you've got
Yes.
so many,
author,
so many.
voice
Well, she's
teacher.
talking about you.
No,
What's that?
She's talking about you.
I'm
Oh,
talking
you.
about you.
Oh,
Tim is not a father.
okay. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not
You
that I
are an
know of.
author,
Okay.
right? In cabaret, you can, you're doing
Well,
it.
author. That's it. And Sumatsuki.
Right,
Is
but
the
you did a book
Sumatsuki, I was going
together.
to mention
Right,
that as
right.
well. Yeah.
So you want to sing
Tell us if-
cabaret?
yes.
Yeah. Where can people get that book?
Pardon me. You can get it at davidsabella.com.
Okay, good.
Definitely. You can even get it at amandareckonwith.com. You could get it at cabaretHotspot.com, but that is on hiatus right now.
Okay, so they can go to your website.
Go to my
and get
website,
it,
right?
yeah.
I don't know if Sue has it on her website. She probably does.
But
She
is it
probably does
available
speak
like
up.
Amazon?
It is
and
available on Amazon.
Barnes Noble?
Absolutely
Please
available
have
on
me with
Amazon.
our
Uh-huh.
Here's the
comments.
thing. It's a larger, what do you call it, delivery fee on
Mhm.
Amazon. And if you get it from Sue or me, we'll sign it. So
Oh,
we can sign the
nice.
book for you.
Very nice.
Because that comes right from us.
And
you
I
know?
would highly recommend getting that book simply because David Sabella, Sue Matsuki, two award-winning performers in
Yeah.
cabaret, that is the best advice you're going to get is from these two.
Right,
Listen-
and amazing talents and generous,
Absolutely.
generous beyond
Mhm.
belief.
I'll tell you something. I learned a lot by writing the book.
Uh-huh.
I thought I
Interesting.
knew this genre, and I performed in this genre a long time.
Mhm.
And in doing the interviews for the book and in writing the book, it was positive affirmation
Yeah,
and
yeah.
hearing everybody say the same
Mhm.
things. I went, oh, so yeah, that's really what this is. Okay, great. And it's really has made me a better performer.
Mhm.
It
Mhm.
really, really
Yeah.
has. And I even wrote it with Sue, but it really has made me a better performer because, because I have to be, because I wrote the book. So
I wrote the book on performing. It's made me better. It'll make you better
know
too.
what I'm talking about. No, but it really is a good book. And you know, Steve Ross, interviewing
Mhm.
Steve Ross and Roy Sanders and
Oh, yeah.
Anne Hampton Calloway and
Mhm.
Michael Feinstein and
Mhm.
all the people who are in the book. It's like manna from heaven. It's like these people are telling you exactly what to do.
Right.
So go do it.
Mhm.
You know,
Right.
you gotta do it, yeah.
I'm going to let you take a sip
Okay.
of this, and I'm
yeah.
going to take a sip of that to
All right.
think because I'm
Oh.
going to ask you two questions.
Yeah.
One is, what was your most memorable and most amazing performance, and what was one of your most horrifying? So think about that for a
Sure.
second while I take a sip.
The most incredible one, of course, I would have to say would have to be here we go. Opening night at City Center Encores of Chicago, the very, very first public performance of Chicago before
Amazing.
Broadway.
Right.
And I tell this story in Razzle Dazzle. I was in my dressing room on the third floor and listening to the show. And right after all that jazz, my monitor broke. Complete static. And it stayed static for minutes
Oh my God.
to the point where I thought, I have to tell somebody my monitor's broken because that's, ridiculous. And I walked down 3 flights of stairs and it's not just my monitor. It was
They all
every monitor in the
went.
building.
Oh my God.
So I was now kind of worried.
Mm-hmm.
And I ran backstage and ran back to stage right. And there's Jimmy Naughton and Joel Grey. Now, Joel Grey should go right on after all that jazz for Funny Honey. And he was still there. And it had been at least 3 minutes.
Wow.
And I went, what happened? What happened? And I got close to them. And that's when I realized it was not the monitors. It was the audience. It was ovations of rip-roaring,
Oh my
foot-stomping
God.
applause. And
Isn't that
overloaded.
Wow.
It overloaded.
Oh my
That's a great story. I just got
God.
chills when you told
And
that
it went
story.
on
That's
and on for 6 minutes.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
And we stood backstage, the three of us, just watching. And they were frozen. They didn't break. BB didn't break. 6 minutes.
Can you imagine? That's a long time.
And Joel looked at me and I looked at him and he said, I wonder what show they're seeing.
That's
And
great.
That was opening night. It's like,
Wow.
Oh my God.
Incredible. Now the most horrible, or
Well,
what'd you
or
say?
just one
Yeah,
of those,
something that,
the
like,
opposite.
right.
One of those.
Why doesn't Scotty beam me up things?
Yeah.
Right? We've all had them.
What?
If you
Oh
can
my
reach
God,
back
if I
into
can
those
reach back
closed
in.
doors of your mind
I
that
always-
you shut out.
You know, yeah, exactly. I don't remember that. Gosh, I don't know. I don't think I've had one of those experiences. I have had the experience
Audition, maybe at an audition where
Oh,
it was
well.
just like, you're
Come
like,
on.
oh God.
That's every audition. Come on. I have had the experience where, you know, you're on stage and you're singing and you think no one is paying attention to me.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah, that's
what am I doing this for? What is
Mhm.
happening?
Right.
You know, either you're out of town or, you know, a show that plays really well in New York doesn't necessarily
Mhm.
play really
no, these
well.
are
Oh,
that's
yeah.
very real, the things
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
That's hard
Yeah.
because you're right. No one knows you. Maybe
Yeah.
they don't care about the show,
Mhm.
and there you are.
And New York audiences get the jokes
Of course,
Right.
because
yeah.
they're in,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But you go to another city, it's like crickets, crickets,
Yeah.
crickets. Like,
And you talk about,
Yeah.
oh yes, I was on the subway the other day. and-
yes, right, yeah.
And then nothing, right?
Right.
Nothing.
And
Right.
so you just kind of go, okay, just keep going. Just keep
Well, you
going.
have to
Yeah,
just
yeah,
keep
yeah.
going and keep it up and
Yeah.
keep the energy going.
Yeah.
And that is the hardest thing in the world.
Yeah, and that's where you learn, right?
Mhm.
Because okay, the next show, the audience could be fantastic. You know, my
Right.
my last week in PV, Puerto Vallarta, both of my solo shows, well, all three of our shows, but when I got off stage, Mark was my pianist. Mark was like, "That's the best show you ever did
I love
Mhm.
it.
of Razzle Dazzle," and then for Amanda, "That's the best show you ever
Yeah.
did." Like I
Uh-huh.
don't know why, it just
right.
you
I know
know,
what you mean.
you let it go, it becomes organic.
Yeah,
It's in
Mhm.
you.
It has to become organic.
Right. So now when I do Razzle Dazzle, I don't wear Billy Flynn's suit. I used to,
Mhm.
right? That used to be another costume. But Razzle Dazzle is sort of me, gender fluid me, singing all those things. And I thought, is that going to be weird? And Mark said, you sing just as many girl songs in this show as you sing boy
Right.
songs.
There you
He
go.
goes, what's the
Right.
problem? I go,
Right.
okay, you're right. You're right. So, you know, it's fine.
Amazing.
Oh my God. Well, David, I
What
gave
a-
up on the 45-minute thing.
Oh,
I'm just,
oh,
honey, I'm trying. This is going to be a
Right,
2-episode
yeah.
show, I swear to God, because I couldn't cut you off. The stories
Thank
were
you.
just too amazing and
Thank
too
you.
incredible.
I'm having
Thank
a
you
great
for-
time. Let's order dinner.
We have a
Yeah,
great
right.
time. Right, right. Oh, and Victor
Well, they do have-
Santiago, thank you for
They do-
tuning in
Ah.
today,
They do
too.
have a menu here. So.
I love everybody who
Love
takes
it.
the time out of their day to come and watch all the
Absolutely.
fun
Thank
things
you.
that were happening here at PANGEA. I so excited about your residency here,
Thank you.
and to watch, you know, the growth of Amanda here, because
Yeah.
things will happen. You
Yeah.
know,
I'm so excited for
Yeah.
the next few months because the stuff that I'm thinking, I walk around my house and I think, and I just laugh. I burst out loud. Okay, that must be funny because it's
right?
making me
Because
laugh,
you're
you know.
laughing at it.
You know,
It's got to be funny,
She comes out of me like she starts talking,
right?
Mhm.
and I just have to turn my voice memos on and record it all because she kind of has a life of her own, you know.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And,
Very
and
interesting,
backstory
right.
just starts to come
Oh,
out.
right.
with it.
Interesting.
And I say things that I didn't know I existed, and
Uh-huh.
suddenly it's like, you know, how she and Liberace met, and
Yeah.
why, you know,
So the whole story, right? You're putting it all together. I think that's
that
great.
happened on stage in PV,
oh my
Right.
God.
you know, where suddenly this thing started coming out of me. It's like, no, you don't know this, Donnie, but
Right, you didn't know it either until that moment.
Lee was very instrumental in my early days when I was just starting out as a lyric coloratura. He had me on his television program many, many times. In fact, I hold the record for the most appearances of any singer on a single program, 77 times. Okay, that's one more than Marilyn May. On
I
purpose,
love
right?
it on purpose, right?
Because that's my homage to Marilyn
I
May,
love
right?
that.
And but he came to visit me just last June at the vacation resort where I was staying, and before I knew it, he was surreptitiously whisking away in his getaway
Whisk.
Cadillac, and we finally made it across the border. And we've been doing a residency here for 1 month, which has given me plenty of time to get a whole new set of nip and tuck. You know, so, you know, there's this thing that she's
love it.
avoiding, and she's like, I don't know whether she's going to be arrested or back into the sanatorium. I don't
Yeah.
know yet.
Because you keep discovering
She
it.
hasn't told me yet.
Right.
She hasn't told me yet.
I
So
love it.
I'm just hanging on going, what's the rest of the story, lady? Come on.
That's
you know,
right.
you know.
Just talk to me.
Yeah.
Oh my
But it
God.
keeps all of us on
Right,
pins and
yeah.
needles.
Me too.
Right. As
What's
well
happening?
as David, right?
So I just try to stay open to the flow and let her come out whenever she
Exactly.
wants. you know.
Absolutely. Well, that's the
Incredible.
one thing. You're so inspiring because
Yeah.
not only is Amanda, you're allowing Amanda to evolve organically, but you are a
With
leader
man,
in
yeah.
evolving, in
Right.
evolution, and just being fearless at just fine. This is how I feel. This is what's inside of me.
Right.
This is who I am. This is how I will live.
Fearless is an important word there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My older child, who I said is non-binary, said this to me. And it's the smartest thing I ever heard them say. They said, the level of someone's non-binary gender expression or gender fluidity directly correlates to their vulnerability.
Wow, that is,
So
they're very insightful to
Very.
say that.
Mhm.
very.
20 years old,
Yeah.
amazing.
And so it is courageous.
Mhm.
It is courageous.
yeah.
My dear friend Greg Butler, who is also, the Chicago dance captain,
Mhm.
huge marble statue of a man, now fully non-binary, gender expressing,
Wow.
skirts everywhere,
Mhm.
long hair. I love him to death. It is such a vulnerable thing to do,
Yes.
to put yourself out there. And I
Yeah,
think there
it
is
is.
also, and it is, if it's authentic, if it's real, and you are vulnerable, then you are in the path of your greatest good.
Mhm.
And I think as spiritual beings, that is our job.
Amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And yeah, because I grew up in the countryside of Indiana, and during the 60s and 70s there, if you were born with a penis, then you wore pants.
Yep.
And you
Right,
played
of
sports.
course.
And if you were a
Yep.
girl, you were
Yep.
were in a dress.
Yep.
And there was no in between.
Yep.
And so I still have some of those old voices
That's right.
in here
In your
that,
head, right.
that still pop out.
Tim, what are you doing,
So,
Tim? What
yeah.
you shouldn't be doing that, Tim.
All
Oh,
the
honey,
time.
if they would
All
see
the
me,
time.
If you could
if they see me now
now.
on
Yeah.
stage, some of the outfits that I
It's
wear.
And-
interesting that you have come upon this, and also what your daughter said, because in this time, people are evolving to all the things we discussed, and it's never been a more difficult time with
Right.
what is going
Mm-hmm.
on.
That's right.
And I won't just say it here,
Let's-
all over the world.
All over the world. Now,
Right.
I want to say one thing.
Yeah.
You're allowed to change day by day.
Right.
Mhm.
Sometimes I look at the nails, I go, not today.
Yep.
I don't want them today.
That color
I
is
don't
to
feel
die
it.
for.
Love
I love the
it.
color. I did
just-
this
do.
today for Easter.
Okay.
But sometimes I'm like, they're too long.
Is
or
it
they're too
OPI?
this.
Where did you
right.
get the color?
OPI, yes.
It is
yes.
OPI. I'm buying
Um,
it as soon as we leave here. Go on.
Yes. And so you're allowed to change. It's not set in stone. You're allowed to redefine yourself every day.
Mhm.
Right.
Sometimes I want to be more male affirming. Sometimes I don't want to be.
But-
That's
Mhm.
okay.
Right.
That's the whole point.
Absolutely.
Because you're both.
Right.
Thank
That's the whole
you.
point. And with this thing going on, with this attack on drag performance
I was just going to
all
say
over
that.
the place in Tennessee,
Mhm.
here's my question: where's the line?
Right.
If I cross the border to Tennessee like this,
Yeah.
Mhm.
am I going to be arrested? And so,
Right.
if this is not
You're
the
not
line,
safe, I can
Right.
tell you.
if this is not the line,
Right.
what's the line? If I put eyeshadow on, am I in drag?
Right.
Mhm.
If I put lipstick on, am I in drag? Or if I don't have makeup on and don't have any other jewelry, in it, but I wear a skirt, am I in drag? What
Mhm.
about a kilt? What's going like?
It's got
you know,
to do with how that they define what norm is for
But
them.
how-
It's all
It's
about
their
them. It's
norm.
not about
It's
you.
about them.
That's right.
It's
That's
it's
right.
But I
not-
was
right.
I was very thrilled to hear you say that last night at the MAC Awards.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
they made a contribution.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was at the MAC Awards. Congratulations to
Yes.
all the winners and the nominees.
Yay.
Really fun, and it was a great show. It was a great show. And the MAC Association, Manhattan Association of Cabaret, donated $500 to the ACLU Drag Defense Fund and the American Songbook, ASA, American Songbook Association, matched that. And so a $1,000 gift was
Right.
given.
Yes.
Thank God for that. Jackie
Right.
Cox was there also.
Fabulous,
Presenting-
amazing
yes,
activist.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, I had originally submitted myself in that category, But because of the pandemic and not a lot of people performing, there were no other drag performers that were nominated. So they put me in the major artist category. Happy to be there. Not going to win at all. So Sydney Meyer won. Love you,
Yes,
Sydney.
congrats, Sydney.
And Lenny and Tanya, who are also nominees. Of course, I love you both. So it was a fantastic evening. It was a fantastic evening, you know. Yeah.
Oh, but I'm so grateful to hear that, to hear
Yeah.
about their contribution, because that's
I
what's
mean-
necessary, is find someone, a way to help get word out about the ridiculousness, about the immoral. What they're doing, I feel, is immoral.
Yeah.
Is they're hurting the children, they're hurting, and especially
Absolutely.
like I went down to a protest where the Proud Boys were the other day here in New York
Yeah.
City,
Wow.
mind
Well,
you,
Wow.
at the LGBT Center to counter protest
Wow.
for Drag Queen Story Hour.
They've been here a few times.
My
Right.
question,
David.
my
Right.
They've
question,
been coming in.
my question is,
And to New
my
York.
question for those people across the street that were protesting is, these drag queens are trying to help with literacy to children, trying to get children interested in story. All they see is an adult that
fantasy.
is playing
It's
dress
like
up.
a wonderful
Right.
fantasy.
They don't.
for
They don't
It
know
could have
whether
been
it's
a
male or
clown.
female. They
What?
don't know.
What?
It's
This? What?
great.
That's what these drag queens are doing for the children.
Right.
What are you doing for the children?
If a female actor, if an actress dresses up as Bozo,
Yeah.
is that drag?
Good question.
No, you're right. Again, what's the line? What's the
Right.
line? What's the
Bozo
line?
the clown, played by a
Right.
female, is that drag?
Right.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
there's such a thing as clown drag. I used
Yeah.
to do it all the
Uh-huh.
time.
Right.
So again, it's ridiculous to try to define that and to try to put limits on that. It's not about.
Mhm.
I'm a,
Okay,
I'm a
I think it's
father.
all
They
being
don't see that.
used as a big excuse
course
to
it
attack people that aren't like them.
That's
Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
And that's where it ends.
That's
and the biggest thing tell all of the kids that can vote, get out there and vote, do the right
Absolutely.
thing, be a humanitarian.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. They are. It's changing.
Yeah, it
They
is.
are.
Absolutely.
Just keep
Absolutely.
voting.
Keep
Just
voting.
Yeah.
and keep-
Absolutely.
David,
So,
wow,
are there
what
any parting
parting-
words that you
parting
would like
words
to
from
say,
you.
either as a father, as an opera singer,
Oh,
as a
As
cabaret
Amanda,
performer,
right?
as
Tell us
Amanda?
something. As Amanda,
as-
right?
darling,
Some words of wisdom.
darling, Amanda's words of wisdom. When life hands you a bowl full of lemons, it's an excellent time for a douche.
On that note.
On that note, David Sabella. Oh,
David Sabella, you're amazing.
thank you
Thank you,
so
everyone, for
very
tuning
much.
in today. Have a happy Passover, a happy Easter, and we'll be back next week. Thank you again.
absolutely.
Bye bye.